Oh, good morning, beloveds. Sorry, being distracted by the cats as usual. Um, okay, I got this. Okay, it is February 22nd, which if you do the date the way the Europeans do, which is date, day, month, year, then today is a palindrome and I forget the other word, but basically it's the same backwards and forwards. So, yeah. All right. It is February 22nd because it is 2022. Um, I receive divine inspiration and know just what to do. The counsel of the Lord standeth forever. The thoughts of wait, what? Okay. The thoughts of his heart to all generations. All right. It's Psalm 33:11. Feel free to go read it. Okay. Sometimes. Let's see. What are you doing? Okay. If there's a loud crash behind me, it's a cat. True prayer is the correction of a belief in separation. We forget that people and God are one, and in our confusions, troubles are born out of duality. All demonstrations are the result of unity. Our method of accepting these ideas is to believe that we are receiving them and then to act upon their guidance. As we affirm that we are divinely inspired to right action, we receive the idea that is born of the Spirit to meet the need of the moment. We must constantly remind ourselves that God is no respecter of persons, that to all is given the divine possibility, but only those who know that they are one with God's mind shall receive it. We pray to erase duality and to realize unity. We are one with the mind and its ideas. All indecision is erased, and the decisions of truth and love are made. The way is easy and the burden is light for the inspired and illumined who have found their oneness with God. Today is the day of the Lord. Today is the day of salvation. Each hour is alive with inspiration, guidance, and vision. God's pure ideas are now functioning in my consciousness. They lead me into pleasant ways, and I work in peace and joy. I know exactly what to do, how to do it, and I follow through with accomplishment. All indecision is forever dissipated, and divine inspiration is mine now and forevermore. God and I are one, not two. God's mind and my mind are one, not two. There is only this one source delivering to me what I need to know at the time I need to know it. I act with authority, exactness, and love, for God is my inspiration now. Didn't leave you anything, did he? Okay. All right. So, really, that first line is kind of like the money shot. Uh, True prayer is a correction of a belief in separation. Because what we believe in science of mind is that I think Jesse said it on Sunday, we don't beg, we don't plead, we don't even really ask. More what prayer is, or treatment, or whatever word you want to use, is about coming into alignment with. So, um, and then he goes on to talk about duality. And duality is an illusion. All right. There's not two separate. Just like there's not the power of evil and the power of good. There is only good and the misuse of good. And so when we treat, when we pray, we are aligning ourselves with. We are not trying to change God. And that is a big, important point. We are not trying to change God. What we are doing is we are changing ourselves. We are bringing ourselves into alignment with the qualities of God. And once we bring ourselves into alignment with the qualities of God, anything is possible. And when we bring ourselves into alignment, then we are more open to the inspiration. We are more open to the guidance, because Spirit is whispering in our ear all the time, but we don't listen a lot of the time. And so when we treat, when we pray, when we do affirmations, whatever word you want to use, even when we meditate, we are putting ourselves into alignment with treatment, with prayer, with God. And we are opening ourselves up to listen and to be more aware of the guidance that is coming in all of the time. It also allows us to set ego aside, because a lot of times ego wants to lead, and ego's job isn't to lead. Ego's job is to poke you occasionally and go, "Are you sure about this? I'm not sure that's safe." So ego has a job. Ego is not a bad thing, but ego should not be leading. So that is what the soul's purpose is. The soul's purpose is to lead. And the soul's purpose is to be guided by the heart and the head, not by ego. So, all right. So I receive divine inspiration and know just what to do. And how do I do that? By bringing myself into alignment with the qualities of God. What are the qualities of God? If you haven't heard me say it before, it is love, it is peace, it is harmony, it is joy, it is compassion, it is kindness, it is creativity. So I will commend you Psalm 33. Go read it, because it's line 11. The counsel of the Lord standeth forever, the thoughts of God's heart to all generations. It's out of context. I'm not sure. And he doesn't mention it in here, so I'm, again, not sure. So go read the psalm. See what the psalm is talking about. Okay, so like I said, that first line, true prayer is the correction of a belief in separation. True prayer is about, and that's why we do it the way we do. The first step is recognition. There is one power. The second step, we call it unification. And it's not really unification. We are not unifying with our source. We are recognizing that we are unified with our source, because we come from our source. We were built by our source. And what were we built of by our source? Source's material. We forget that people and God are one. Okay? We forget that we are one with God. That's the point of that second step in treatment. It's to remember who we are. And in our confusion, troubles are born out of duality. Duality isn't real, but we think it is, and we let it create all of these branches that we don't need. All demonstrations are the result of unity. So, the illusion of duality creates a whole lot of our problems. And what solves our problems is to go back into unity, to remember who we are. Our method of accepting these ideas is to believe that we are receiving them and then act upon their guidance. Accepting the ideas is to believe that we're receiving them. We are receiving them all the time. Are we accepting them? As we affirm that we are divinely inspired to right action, we receive the idea that is born of spirit to meet the need of the moment. Okay. As we affirm that we are divinely inspired to right action, we receive the idea born of spirit to meet the need of the moment. So when whatever it is that we need, then we have to believe that we will be divinely inspired. And once we believe that, there it comes. All right. So I read that line twice. Super important. We must constantly remind ourselves that God is no respecter of persons. And I was reading, because I'm taking the Essential Ernest Holmes Through Home Office with Reverend Jesse. And I was reading the Essential Artist Home, and he was talking about that. It's like, God is no respecter of persons because God doesn't see individuals. God can't see individuals because that would imply separation. We see individuals because we live in the illusion of separation. God can't. That's why God can't judge. That to all is given the divine possibility. So everybody has the same possibility, but only those who know that they are one with God's mind shall receive it. All right? Now, you can, I'm going to give you a little bit of a caution here. You can use that as a spiritual bypass. So don't. All right? And by that, what I mean is to all is given divine possibility. All right, everybody's given divine possibility, but material possibility, that's not the same thing. There are too many gatekeepers who want to lock up material possibility and keep it away from others. So we're all given divine possibility. And those of us who are aware of our divine possibility have a responsibility and an obligation to go after those people who want to lock up material possibility. All right? So when you are aware of your divine possibility, use it, and use it in the alignment of God, which is no respecter of persons. All right? We were all created by the same source. We pray to erase duality and to realize unity. We are one with mind and its ideas. All indecision is erased, and the decisions of truth and love are made. When we know who we are, which is beloved children of God, made of, by, and for God, Spirit, we make better decisions. When we are in alignment with love, truth, wisdom, we make better decisions. The way is easy and the burden is light for the inspired and the illumined who have found their oneness with God. It doesn't mean that we won't be asked to do hard things. But what it does mean is when we are asked to do hard things, we will not do them alone. So, today is the day of the Lord. Today is the day of salvation. The only person that you can save is yourself. And the amazing thing is you absolutely have the power to save yourself. You do not need an organized religion to do it. All you need to save yourself is to know who you are. All right? And again, I'm going to reiterate, who you are is a beloved child of God. Each hour is alive with inspiration, guidance, and vision. God's pure ideas are now functioning in my consciousness because I know who I am. And I know that they are there. I believe that those ideas are there, and I am open to accepting them. They lead me into pleasant ways, and I work in peace and joy. I know exactly what to do, how to do it, and I follow through with accomplishment. Okay, so I know exactly what to do. We're always going to be caught in that moment of, I don't know what to do. So what is the best thing that we can do when we have that moment? 3 deep breaths. That's one of the things that I suggest when I suggest the spiritual practice of doing a loving, kind, compassionate thing for yourself. 3 deep breaths. When you take those 3 deep breaths, you are opening yourself up to the inspiration of Spirit. And then you'll know what to do. And sometimes what is ours to do is nothing. And there it is. All indecision is forever dissipated, and divine inspiration is mine now and forevermore. Because once you know who you are, it's easier to get back there. So it's like, okay, no, I know who I am. I got this. And then the next time you come up against this situation, you go, wait. I know how to do this. I remember who I am, and the inspiration will flow. And it's easier the more you practice, because practice makes permanent. Practice. God and I are one, not two. God and you are one, not two. Which means you and I are one, not two, because we are all in God. God's mind and my mind are one, not two. The mind that I use is God's mind. There is only this one source delivering to me what I need to know at the time I need to know it. And that is a power statement right there, that if you're doing anything and you need inspiration, say that to yourself. God's mind is, there's only one source delivering to me what I need to know at the time I need to know it. I act with authority, exactness, and love, for God is my inspiration now. And you can change that last line. I act with the authority and exactness and love, for love is my inspiration now. For creativity is my inspiration now. For peace is my inspiration now. All right. There we are. The mission today, should we choose to accept it. Oh. How about this one? It's a short one. It's an easy one. The mission today, should we choose to accept it, is to work in peace and joy. Whatever we're doing. Because we are in alignment with Spirit, and more to the point, we know who we are. So the mission today is to work in peace and joy. Yep. And I'm going to go out and do that with John Q. Public. But I'm going to try. And then I'm going to yo to myself and go, there is no try. There is do or do not. So, all right, beloveds. Actually, I'm feeling pretty good. I didn't get a good night's sleep the night before, and I slept better last night. So it's like, I feel better this morning. I got this. And it's going to be a busy day. So, all right. I'm going to, as I always do, encourage you in the spiritual practice of doing something loving for yourself, doing something kind for yourself, doing something compassionate for yourself every day, every single day. And it can be the same thing or it can be a different thing. It doesn't matter. The point is to do something to show to yourself your own love, your own compassion, your own kindness. It is a spiritual practice, but the reason I encourage it is to create a habit. It takes 21 days. So you do that loving, kind, compassionate thing for yourself every day for 21 days, and you're going to create a habit. And once you create that habit, you can create a default setting where your first response will be, no matter what happens, love, kindness, compassion. And it looks different for everybody. Sometimes being loving, kind, and compassionate is to say something. And sometimes it's to say nothing. And sometimes it is to do something. And sometimes it is to do nothing. And it is amazing the way that works. But today, we were reminded that when we are open and know who we are, we will always be inspired. So, drink that cup of coffee and savor it. Take that 3 deep breaths. Take the nap. Go for a walk. Whatever it looks like to you that is loving, kind, and compassionate to yourself. All right? I'm also going to encourage you, as I always do something to engage your mind and your body. Go get, early morning, bright sun. It does help reset the hormones. Drink plenty of water. Always. I'm a big believer in hydration. And open the windows of your soul. Allow the breath of heaven to remind you, you do live in heaven right here, right now. It's all around us all the time. And the best way to find it is to look for the good and praise it. All right? I love Emma, and I love Emma for a lot of reasons, but That's key advice. Because when you look for the good, you find it. When you find it, it multiplies. All right, beloveds. There's a lot going on all the time. We do have a food market coming up this Saturday, and it's moved. It's now from 11, well, it's 12 to 2, which means the volunteers are from 11 to 3. So, if you're interested in volunteering for that, the times have changed. You don't have to get up so early in the morning. But if you're interested, email info@creativelife.org, get on that constant contact mailing list, and then that way you'll always know what's going on. Because we do really cool stuff, soul sessions and food markets and book studies and, this, that, and the other thing. So, along with, amazing services every Sunday. So I'm going to tell you to have a great day, an amazing day, a wondrous day, a fantastic day, a funny day, a giggly day. I know at this point I'm just making up words. A good day. And if that is too much pressure, simply have a day, because you are enough just as you are. All right, beloveds, take care of yourself. Catch us on the social medias. You know where we are. We are Creative Life Spiritual Center. I am the running Rev Ryan. I'm going to have to turn the fan on in this room because it's definitely getting warm. Not that he cares, but hey. But Reverend David should be on around 5 p.m. with you. I'll be back with you at 9 a.m. Take care of yourself. I will see you next time.